case nobody gathered, that's my buy me a coffee. Let's move on. I brought you here today for this. This is a Mechanical Triage 2.0 project. And what it is, it's just that. This is what shops do right now. So the customer is forced to Google car repair, and the first thing that comes up, we could even just like look at this. We could look this up. Auto repair near me. And it gives a list of all this stuff here, and a lot of this stuff is sponsored right there. So the customer's going to go ahead and they're going to go, I got something wrong with my car, I need to find a mechanic. So they're going to Google it, right? Because that's what everybody does. They Google stuff. That's the first problem. So the first problem is that all of these are sponsored. They pay for ads and they pay for placement. It doesn't mean that that's the best shop for your vehicle. It also doesn't mean that you're going to even find the resources here that you need, because what you're looking for is an alternator for Toyota. What you're looking for is, I don't know, you look dead battery. So there's AAA, there's shops, but there's no mobile. I'm the only mobile guy-ish. I mean, there's some mobile, but few and far between. And I need to start a fleet of mobile mechanics / diagnosticians. And here's the reason why. Okay, so customer Googles something and they find these shops. It's a Jay's Kirkland Auto Care Auto Repair. I don't know these guys. I don't know how good they are. They have a 5-star review. I do not know what they work on. They work on cars. Great. Do they work on Toyota timing chains? Do they work on BMWs? Do they have the timing chain kit for a BMW 525 or 325i in the early 90s, mid 90s? The Vanos preload kit? I don't know. So now most consumers are going to go, oh, this is stressful. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to look for. And I'm going to spend a bunch of time here researching all of this stuff and looking at their websites. And then I'll finally figure when to call. And I'm going to end up with the wrong one, right? Inevitably, you end up taking your car to the wrong shop. I don't care what happens. It's 80% of the time. So what I'm going to do is get rid of Google, right? Advertise one thing. This thing. Mechanical Triage 2.0. And what that does is, instead of the customer, let me get my fat finger out of the way, instead of the customer trying to navigate through the internet, through sponsored ads, and through tirelessly looking through Google and trying to find information about whether or not this shop is right for their car, let's stop them right there. Because the other aspect of this entire thing is that the shop itself is going to take your car. I don't care if it's a BMW. There's some exceptions, but I don't care if it's a BMW. I don't care if it's a Toyota timing chain. I don't care if it's a 1986 JDM shitbox. They're going to take it in because they think that they can find somebody who can do it. Now, the real separator is there's two aspects of this here. One is the customer is not heard, because in here lies a service writer, right about here. And the service writer is going to do their own diagnosis and recommend things that the customer may or may not need. And I'm not saying all the shops do that, but a lot of them do, because they have overhead and they have some numbers to meet and they're trying to get profit margin. I understand that, but this customer didn't need an air filter. And this customer didn't need nitrogen-filled tires. That was just something that you could profit on. That doesn't mean that that's your primary service, and doesn't mean that you know what you're doing there. So that's fine, okay. It's just the way that the industry has been shaped. So Shop A has some technicians. Now here's the thing. Shop A does have some technicians in the back that are good at Toyota timing chains. And shop C has a guy in there who likes working on old JDM ship boxes. But Google ended up forcing me to call this shop first for whatever reason, right? Because it just said automotive. It didn't say, oh, and by the way, we like working on ship boxes. So you got routed to shop A. Shop A goes, yes, we can do that. And then they go, because they want your money. And then they go, okay. And then they hand it to this technician over here. And you deal with the service writer and not the technician. Okay, so there's no transparency in this model at all. And shop C ends up doing a Toyota timing chain. Now this guy can do that. That guy can do that. But this guy has a bunch of old equipment that's used for diagnosing old JDMs. He knows all the tricks. This guy has done Toyota timing chains one after another. He can do them in half book time. This guy takes at least book time. And this guy doesn't know how to diagnose and troubleshoot an old JDM. So what do you got? 2 jobs at the wrong shops that are inefficient. So we'll just go ahead and put a wall here. Stop the customer from calling Google and making the wrong decisions and calling the wrong shops. Introducing Mechanical Triage 2.0. Now here's what I do. Gotta hire a camera guy is what I gotta do, right? Okay, so right here. So the customer calls Mechanical Triage 2.0. That's it. That's it. They say, hey, I have an old JDM ship box and I need somebody who knows how to work on these. This customer, they have a Toyota timing chain. They need to find a shop for it. This customer's got a classic. It's a 1967 street rod Chevelle with 1,200 horsepower. He needs somebody to set his timing on there. Something happened. Maybe distributor sheared a pin. He needs somebody to set the timing on a $250,000 car. Call Mechanical Triage. What I do is I'm going to go out to these shops. At first, this is going to be hands-on, and then we're going to get to be able to automate this. Obviously, AI has failed because this is shop A and this is also shop A. So we'll just go down here to shop E. Shop E, I know this guy. He does frame-off restorations, and he can tune cars. And he knows exactly how to work on this 67 Chevelle. I know that. He doesn't know that. I know that. I know this guy. So I give this guy's number. It's like Google, but it's smarter because I take all of the information from the technicians working at these shops. And you got 5 shops here and you have 10 technicians in each. That's 50 chances that there's somebody who knows how to work on this. That's the second problem. The first problem is that the customer is not seen. Service writers in between, and it causes a barrier. The second problem is that the technician, or the customer is not heard. Sorry, the technician is not seen. They also hide behind the service writer. And so their skills, let's say this guy likes to work on JDMs, and this guy loves to do Toyota timing chains. Their skills aren't seen. Yes, they have pre-qualifications to work in a shop, but that doesn't mean that they're proficient at a specific type of job. This guy at the D shop, now, he's not a diesel technician. He's just a general mechanic. But when he started in this shop, the shop decided to start taking on diesel work. He got stuck with a diesel job, and he didn't have the proper tooling that he needed. And it took him a lot longer than it should have taken that job. That job can only be sold to the customer realistically for book time, give or take. So this shop charged book time for something that took 3 times book time and specialty tools. And one of these shops over here has those tools because they're a diesel specialist, but this guy, he's not even a diesel technician yet. So what he's going to do is he's going to take extra long on the job. He's going to cost the shop money because if he's not piece, then he's getting hourly. So they're paying him 3 times as much for that job that they should even be paying a technician for book on that. Goes along the way. Every single one of these. So I have 50 chances to find somebody who can work on this Toyota timing chain. And that's one of this guy. right? This guy's a JDM, this guy's a timing chain. Instead of him accidentally calling one of these other shops, he gets routed to this shop specifically requesting that technician who knows how to do those timing chains. And this guy loves working on them JDM ship boxes. This guy has a wiring issue with an old JDM. It gets routed to him. There's no thinking about it. It's all right here. Customer calls in, they have some P codes. They give me the P codes. I try to figure out what kind of issue it is, related to a transmission, or if it's related to something with the misfiring in the engine, or whatever it is. And then it gets routed to this transmission shop. This one's somebody who does tune-ups and diagnoses on Lexuses. So a Lexus comes in that has a misfire, but it's also got not straightforward codes. But also, here's the thing. So these shops over here, they're doing inefficient jobs, and this one's doing a timing chain. It's taken about time and a half, and this one's doing a JDM ship box, but he doesn't know how to do it. So he's just shooting from the hip, and it's taking him longer too. You're wasting shop resources. I'm going to go ahead and take this job right here and bring it straight over to this shop. This guy gets it done in half book time. The shop just made money because they're profitable and they can do another job in that time. So there's a no-loss situation. It's a win-win right here for this shop. And this shop also got the JDM. He already knew what the problem was and exactly where the wire was. He fixed it, and they do an as-built on that, and they sell it. That's easy. This guy just made a lot of money for the shop. So did this guy. This guy lost a bunch of money for the shop because he was inefficient, didn't know what he was doing. And this guy gets met with the right customer for doing a frame-off restoration because he has the experience how to do that, and this customer didn't have to call up these guys. And this guy's got a buddy who's got a garage, and he made his own little paint booth. That's not who you want painting this $200,000 car. You want this guy. I have all that information right here on a private server. No. But I have all that information right here. So why would you try, why as a customer would you even try to call around to the shops and figure out? I mean, yeah, they're going to tell you they can do a timing chain. They're going to get close to book time. But in the end, you don't have somebody who's proficient at that specific job, and the shop is losing close to 30% in labor because they're not proficient at the jobs that they're doing. That's how it is. That's what works. So that is the model. That's what we're moving forward with. I got the whole website set up here. I have it set up so there's a project page here. Over here there's a project page. It brings you to the projects that I've built. This is the 83 BMW. Picture for picture all the way across. All the videos and stuff, the shorts on there. The 3100. It's got the old motor in it from start to finish. It's got some videos explaining how this motor was already bored 60 over, took it out, cleaned it up, painted it, built the motor, bearings and all. And another one that I did with the frame-off restoration guy. This was a 69 Chevelle. As you can see, the frame here isn't horrible, it's just dirty. But he went ahead and he tore this thing down to the frame, painted the frame, all new everything, all new interior, all new wiring, all new engine, everything. It's 99.999% brand new. And then that got shipped over to Germany, because when you import a car in Germany, it has to be stock, basically. Some videos, a wall of shame for you guys who want to see some carnage. A few different things have happened over the years. I just have a little highlight board there. And then I have a call to action here. I have an intake form. This is what I use for everybody. And you just start the triage intake form right there. That'll take you to the triage intake form. First name, last name, email, year, make, model, license plate, mileage, and the description of the issue with some codes. That starts me off so that I have some valid information that I could start using for pre-diagnosis. Believe me, just a description of the issue helps about 60 to 70% of the time direct you exactly where you need to go. But I've been doing this for 20 years, so what the hell. All right. I don't know. Anybody got anything to say? You know, there's 22 of you guys here now, I think. I think this video is for Devin. I'm gonna go ahead and forward this over to you, Devin, if you made it this far. But anybody else, like, what do you guys think? I need a lot of things. I need a tech department, and I need a social media management company for this. So, because I have a lot of ads to run locally, and then this is scalable, so this will be taken off here pretty soon. But let me see. That's about it. I just wanted to make that point so that was out there. And let's see. That's it. I just don't understand this anymore. I stepped back far enough where this was just all madness to me. I don't understand why this entire system has been split so far apart that what's hiding in between is Google, a bunch of ads, and service writers who won't be honest and transparent about what's going on in the back of the shop. It's for profit. That's what it is. All this is about profit. And I understand that. It's a business. But at the same time, the reason why this is such a heartache for the customer, and similar to going to a dentist and having them rip a tooth out and then paying for that, it's by design here. It's just because back in the day, it used to be a small shop and that guy was the only thing to go to. It's just, it hasn't evolved in the proper channels that it needed to evolve in. And so I'm here to fix that. I'm here to take everything and get it lined back up. It's not a complete takeaway from the service writer. I'm not dogging the service writer, but what I'm saying is that the service writer, the business owner, and all of those moving components have a lot to do with the advertising of the shop. And as such, it's just overlooked that maybe we should just specialize in one thing. Like BMW shops, they specialize in European cars. There's some Japanese foreign car repair companies, and then there's also some specifically domestic ones. But that's not enough granular detail, especially when you're thinking about this guy likes working on old JDMs, and this guy likes doing the Toyotas. Again, it makes the shops more efficient. They get to double up on their profits there, and the customer doesn't have to do anything. The customer just needs to call mechanical triage when they have a problem, because this time it might be a timing chain tensioner making a noise, but next time it might be brakes. Because, you know, like Les Schwab doesn't need to be doing much other than tires, not brakes, not suspension, not valve cover gaskets. Les Schwab doesn't need to do valve cover gaskets. They need to stay underneath the car. That's what they specialize in. That's what they're fast at. And that's what makes them the most money. So these are the things. This is where it's going. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to cut out. I just wanted to make a video of this, and it was much easier for me to just walk y'all through that in a live than it would be to even try to make a headshot video. So thanks, and bye.